Good evening. This first Sunday in February, I'm starting this. Welcome to the Musician's Reflection. I aim to give you a scripture to sing from the Psalms, a connection between the Psalm world and ours, God's heart for music, joy, and love, and a glimpse of my life and a taste of how great the Messiah is. If you enjoy this, you can support me with my Go Buy Me a Coffee thing in the YouTube link. So this month we memorized together, "Be merciful to me, O God, for men hotly pursue me. All day long they press their attack." This is the beginning of Psalm 56. This is the particular psalm that says, "Record my lament, list my tears in your scroll, are they not written in your record?" And it used to be translated, "You put my tears in a bottle." So I investigated that a little bit, and I found out that because scrolls were written on heavy-duty parchment, and these flasks that they would carry around in ancient times were also of a leathery type substance, that's how they decided to say, "List my tears on your scroll." But it's really more likely a water flask, like "Put my tears in your bottle," which can be a comfort. It also has the verses, "I'm under vows to you, I'll present my thank offering to you, for you've delivered me from death and my feet from stumbling, that I may walk before God in the light of life." And we start off January wanting glitter and light and success with all our plans. So I'm going to give you the scripture that I was able to put to a little melody. "In God whose word I praise, in the Lord whose word I praise, in God I trust, I'll not be afraid. What can man do to me?" So it's "In God whose word I praise, in the Lord whose word I praise, in God I trust, I'll not be afraid. What can man do to me?" So again, the ingredients of this psalm are slanderers, nations, kind of like networks of people, enemies. There's a lot of verbs like slander, attack, lurk, harm, plot, constant prideful pursuit, fear of others and the circumstances that they want to harm you with. Enemies are something we're constantly faced with, and it's not only in our head, because this is a very competitive world. They made David fear, but prayer, praise, and thanksgiving for his long-term mercy from God and his temporal deliverance reminded David that God is for him. His tears and fears were taken seriously by God. He dealt with his mortality and just thinking like, "I'll walk before God in the light of life." And he was serious in writing this psalm down. It was one of these golden psalms that he really wanted to get written down, even though it's painful circumstance. I find that like a connection to us, and that we like write out our practice plans and our goals for the year, and the things that are written, what's on the page that we play is important. But there's several references in this wonderful psalm about you write my tears in your scroll, your word that I praise. These are constant things, and so it's nice to know that God's plans for us are constant and his word is constant in a world where we're constantly under attack. And as believers, we live as children of light, so we walk in the light of God. Music is always something that we're looking for, and we might not think of it in the most dreary times of attack. Purity and love are something that is associated with music, and the dove, I heard kind of a whoo-hoo in the background. "The Dove of the Distant Oaks" was the tune that was supposed to be used for this particular psalm. Life was hard, and one thing that's encouraging me in memorizing these psalms I'm up to 56 now, so it's a third of the way done. And sometimes I feel like I would not like to memorize a lament again, but I know that a lot of praise is coming, and so that can encourage me and encourage you. Walking is just a continual verb, walk before God in the light of life. So the pain of life recedes from us when we focus on what God has given us, and the joy that we are going to be like Him in this world. And I know many musicians teach, and it says no student is greater than his teacher. So I just implore you all to be students of Christ. He's humble and gentle, and He will help us through whatever enemies are distressing us. He is for us, and He has definite plans to prosper and not to harm us. And so, Happy New Year, and I'll see you next month on the Musician's Reflection.